Evening, Garcids. We are back with another episode. Hope everyone is doing well. As you can see, it's just me and Josh tonight. Neil, like I said in the last week's episode, will be back next week. But yeah, evening, Josh. How are you? Good weekend and all that?
Yeah, good, mate. Really good weekend. It was my son's first birthday party. The missus put on an incredible spread. Felt a lot of gratitude this weekend. So yeah, I'm doing well. How about you?
Yeah, mate, all good. Apart from obviously, we're going to be talking about our first loss, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
As always, do get in your comments. If you're watching back on the replay, then do leave your predictions in the comments. We'll get into that in a sec about sort of how the league table's looking in that so far. But yeah, do drop a like as always. Really does help out. Do subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 7,000. Subscribe to Josh's channel, as you can see in his little description. You can see his channel there, and obviously his TikTok is right next to it as well. But yeah, subscribe. As always, Fan Hub code, if you haven't joined already, it's always in the description and at the bottom of the screen scrolling along. So join Fan Hub if you haven't already. And as you can see, I've also added in the top 2 or top 3 places so far. And only 2 people got the prediction right on Saturday. And of course, one of them was Neil. He predicted 2-0 Stockport. And one of them was my brother as well. He also went with a 2-0 Stockport win. And as you can see, I think it's Neil and Matt who are top, on Matt's and my brother top. And then Neil, Lewis Pope, and BRC SM second so far. And that is, of course, the giveaway for a Rovers home shirt or away shirt at the end of the season. So at the end of the episode, do get your predictions in, and obviously, like I said, leave them in the comments if you don't leave them in the stream as well. But yeah, we'll get straight into it. A few comments, even in Tom Butler, even into Morgs, even into Matt's, even in Ben Dowyer, the injury-prone gas. Of course, I mean, we'll get into it, but we were talking about it. Was it? I think it might have been the season preview we done, and me and Josh and Neil were like, oh, squad's looking strong, lots of players, and then 3 players get injured. And then, I mean, we'll get into it first, actually. I obviously went to the Tottenham game, and when I seen that Lindsay went on the bench, I was like, all right, then we're going to save him. And then it obviously comes to the Stockport lineup, no Lindsay, and then Dan has obviously said he's going to be out for, I think, between 2 and 4 weeks. And then obviously today you had Martin, broke his fibula. I mean, it was an awful challenge, by the way. That I don't know. The ref didn't even give a foul. The ref
didn't even give a foul.
Yeah, I mean, the ref was a joke. Yeah, the ref was a joke. Obviously,
the ref was a Stockport fan.
Yeah. The ref was appalling. But yeah, he's out for 8 weeks, and then Senior, who come off the bench, he's also out for 8 weeks with a hamstring injury, which isn't good at all. So yeah, first of all, what do you make hearing that 3 players out? It already, even though it's already 3 players, the squad looks a lot weaker than what it was. And we was all going on about, the squad's looking good, the size of the squad. Even you were saying, we've got too many players, and now, it's starting to look a bit peak in terms of only 3 players injured, but the squad gets a lot weaker.
Yeah, it's the kind of what Neil said has just hit straight away. Like, I was moaning, I was like, I think we've got too many players. How do we keep everybody happy? Like, what happens to? And Neil said, just give it a month. Yeah. What are we now? Almost a month. Yeah, 3 weeks into the season, and bang, we've lost 3 players. And it's not like we've lost, your Giovanni Browns, your Dan Ellisons. We've lost starting players. Yeah. And that's a worry. I would be very surprised if we don't bring in a striker, at least. But yeah, and it's these inconspicuous things. Obviously, Martin's challenge was awful, but it's like, it's now the time to see Martin's injured again. He's getting on now. Maybe it's time to start thinking, right, we need to actually get this replacement in, because you can't rely on these types of players, I suppose. Well, these types of players, injury-prone players, and then Seniors again, inconspicuous. Lindsay's again. It's just, we've dropped like flies in this last week to now. It's a different. Now it's a worry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's frustrating as well, because think I'm not sure what Dan said or what Taylor said, but I'm pretty sure that was done in training. The Lindsay
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
was done in a game. I don't think it was done at Rotherham. And then, like you said, Martin. I think we said it. I think it was last week's episode. Or it might have been the season preview we done. I said you can't. Some people might have thought, oh yeah, Martin is going to do the same as what he did last season and score loads of goals. I think it was always going to be a struggle, like especially. I mean, we'll get into the game, but it looked like we wanted to sort of press more on Saturday. But when you've got Martin up front, you can't press anyway. He's an in the box striker. He's like stay in the box, get a chance and score. Where Saturday he was sort of coming really deep and stuff like that. And then it's interesting because Senior, going into coming out of preseason, he had a really good preseason, and we obviously thought he was going to be a starting wing back. But then obviously he didn't start the season. He played, I think he's come off the bench a couple of times, like he did Saturday and like he did against Northampton, and started in the Tottenham game. But then, for him to come off the bench, and within 10 minutes, I think last 10 minutes we were playing with 10 men. So it's really, really, really frustrating. But I mean, getting into the game, obviously you went out the game, you did watch it, in amongst the busy day, obviously your son's first birthday and all that. So
it was on in the background. My dad and stuff were there, so we did have it on, but I had to be sociable, mate.
What was your thoughts on that game? Because there's been a lot of what's the word? A lot of mixed reaction. There's been a lot of frustration, which to be fair, I get though. I get both ways. People can have their opinions, of course, but I get it both ways because even though it's a new squad, but it's sort of carried on from last season our poor form in front of goal, especially the last sort of 20 games. I don't know what the stats are, but I think someone said it's 5 goals in the last 14 games. And that's worrying. And even coming into a new season with a whole different squad, really, it's still the same. And like I said, there's a lot of different opinions. Like loads, my reaction went off the comments from Stockport fans, Rovers fans, But what was your thoughts on the game?
Well, I watched the entire first 45 minutes because Ria was asleep in my arms. So I can comment more on the first half. I watched probably half of the second half in and out, and I watched all the extended highlights. So I wasn't there. But from what I saw, it felt like we work our way up, and then I would turn to the old man and say, we're not going to score. Like it's almost like it's not going to go in. And I'm not going to lie to you, right? We had chances. Promise could have had 1 or 2 on the day. How Scotty Sinclair didn't score it. He takes that a couple seasons back. Like, I find it. Pep Guardiola once said in his Man City documentary, "It is my job as the manager to get you into the final third. After that, it's on you."
Yeah.
And Matt Taylor must be pulling his hair out because we create those chances. Again, people slate me for wanting LT in the side, but you see that he creates that chaos. He creates the havoc. Yes, he's not clinical. I get that. But we had the chances there. But I was just about to say this as well. Some of the stuff I've seen online, he needs to be sacked. Shut up. If you would have said to me last season, will you take 4 points from the first 3 games against Northampton Town, Rotherham, and Stockport, who, by the way, people underestimating Stockport coming up into league. I don't know what they were seeing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mustard this season.
Yeah.
All right, look, like we lost 2-0, but it's 2 individual errors, really. It's 2 individual errors. It's these things are going to happen. If we got absolutely spanked, I would have been annoyed. But we created the chances, but we have to sign a striker that's going to score them. Because I remember putting a tweet out saying, how many goals do you think Promise Omacheri is going to end on at the end of the season? And some guy responded, like, I think it's going to be like 19 goals and 5 assists. And I thought, he's not that guy, And we saw that in that game. There was no, like the title of the video says, we were firing blanks. There was nothing. There was no threat. I'm not sure Stockport were ever worried that they were going to concede, but we should have scored, bro.
Yeah. There was
frustrating. That's the word. It's frustrating.
Yeah. That's what I said it in. Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, to be fair, yeah, it probably is a little bit of an overreaction, but like I said to you, it still boils on from last season with the record. And yeah, like Charlie BR says there, 29 goals in 30 games under Taylor. And yeah, I agree, Stockport, the window. I mean, when they signed Norwood, I'm like, and you just see him play, he was unbelievable. He was unbelievable on a free transfer.
Yeah. And then they said he will be in the squad for Saturday as well. And I thought,
yeah, and he'll be in the squad. But
and he played.
I think the most annoying thing for me is, again, we started well. Like
we always start right for 10, 15.
We look really good. I think Taylor Moore probably should have done better with that header he had at the back post, unmarked header in the first half from the corner. But then after that sort of 15 minutes, again, it was sort of, we almost just stopped, and then they started doing that long ball up to Wood.
Yeah,
he was winning every header. And basically they started getting onto us. And then, yeah, frustrating for the goal. Molo's been brilliant. Should have cleared it. Shouldn't have let it bounce. And then, yeah, especially when Louis Barry's there. That's ridiculous. There's no other player.
First rule of football, don't let it bounce.
Yeah. That was the thing that annoyed me. It was just the manner of the goals. Yeah, to be fair, it was, especially, I mean, you said you missed most of the second half. Like, second half was like a training exercise for them. I thought the game management, they kept playing it round. Our pressing was really poor. Some players were sort of going, didn't know when to go. Yeah, the second goal as well. Really, they were doing that. Like I said in my reaction, they were doing that all game long. Horsfall, the tallest outfield player apart from their goalie, obviously, who's about 6'8" or that
7'6",
yeah, crazy. But that Horsfall, every single corner, Norwood would just clip it to him back post, and there was no one there.
Bang across in the,
It's so easy. I think that was the most frustrating thing. But then, yeah, when you
see it, right, you can see that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was the most frustrating thing. You could literally see it. It was going to happen, and it was happening all game long. And then, like you said, apart from sort of 10 minutes in the second half when we had a spell, cleared off the line, I don't know how we didn't score in that little melee. But then Stockport could have scored 2 or 3 more if it weren't for Griffiths. Them really good save in the first half. The save in the second half already tipped it round the post. But yeah, it is worrying. I know it's early, but it is worrying signs when first 3 games we've had 9 shots on target in the league, right? And Stockport had that in just against us, 9 shots on. And I know it's Stockport, but I haven't looked at other teams, shots on target. But I should imagine we're quite low. And that is worrying.
I will just say, we are going to be low on the shots on target. We are going to be low on expected goals. But for these people to start saying that it's Matt Taylor's fault, how? How? Because he gets them into that zone. The chances are there.
Yeah.
But then your striker will take a touch like a donkey and stick it in Rosette. Or you get your centre midfielder will see the lights and stick it above the Blackthorn end. Like, Matt Taylor builds from the back upwards. I think he's actually underrated at that and how he wants his team to play. But your players have to have that instinct and actually have to draw back on themselves and think, I know what to do in this position. What's the saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't teach it to drink. Whatever.
Yeah.
They need to know how to score goals, and it will come. It will, Joe, my guy. It will come. It will come. But it's a complete overreaction. This Stockport, like, oh my God, we're going to go down. We're not going to go down. We're fine. It's just that, I promise you now, ironic, Promise's first goal, it will change everything. I can guarantee you.
Hopefully.
because the confidence in him will be like, do you know what? Like, I actually can score here. And if he scores at the mem as well, the lid will blow off if we had a lid. That it would
Yeah.
absolutely, it would go nuts. He just needs that goal. We're making good chances. We are, yes, all right. The chances that we are creating are slim and far between. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that we're,
That's
creating.
I think that's the main issue, because the
Exactly.
the only real big chance, if you will, was that Sinclair one. Like, he took a really good first touch, and then I think it was his knee, or he just lost foot in him. But that should have been in. I think.
Yeah,
It's
but this is what I mean. If you look at the quality of the chances, I mean, even if I look now while you keep chatting, I can find out like what the XG of us should be, because in my opinion, the chances that we create, stats. What's our XG? Top stats, attack, expected goals. So according to FOTMob, we should have scored 3 goals this season. So we've got a 2.9 rating. Stockport, I would 4.9 rating, and they've got 7 goals. So they're scoring harder chances. Louis Barry, that's not a chance, is it?
Yeah, no. And that first goal he scored on opening day, the volley. But
yeah,
the thing is though, we need to. That's the thing that worries me a bit, is that we need to be creating more, because, like you said, the 3xG.
Yes, we need to create more, but the quality of our creation, I think we should be doing better with the chances created. Yes, we need to create more, but I think with the chances that we have created across the 3 games, we should have scored at least 3-4 goals, maybe more.
I mean, I'm looking back at it, obviously, you said, 3xG? Obviously, that 1xG would have been from Belongo. I think the other one was from the header that Promise missed in the first game.
Yeah, I thought that was flying.
He should have scored. And then the other one, I would probably say, is that Sinclair one, because he should be scoring that, no matter if it's a Sinclair of now or a Sinclair of, in his prime at Celtic when he got,
or a Luke James. It needs to go in.
It needs to, because, like you said, I think like I said as well, I think the majority we did play well. I agree that there is a lot of, overreaction, but I agree. I thought majority we played well, but the one thing that I think we were well beaten in the end Saturday, but I think the one thing that didn't help us is the midfield, because I thought Conte was doing a job on his own. I thought Ward was.
Now this is.
And I like Ward as well.
I love Grant Ward.
I thought he was
5 players of mine. He's been poor.
Yeah, I thought he was poor again, and Hutchinson, I thought he was poor again as well. But I thought Conte. I said this to Neil. I thought that was Conte's best game in a Rovers shirt. I thought he was class. I thought he was brilliant.
Every blade of grass.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant. He won pretty much every duel. But I think that, when you've got a midfield of, who was it, Camps, Norwood, I can't remember the other kiddie, the one that had the mullet, the blonde, I can't remember his name, but I think that was where, majority of the game was won and lost, because I think Collier, that's it, Collier. Yeah, that game we were just getting, after we had that good spell, after that we were just getting outrun, and we were losing a lot of duels in midfield.
You've probably seen the post-match interview of Matt Taylor saying we need to take control of our midfield, and if that's a personnel change, then it's a personnel change. I will probably come on to lineups later, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ward and Hutchinson come out. And look, you know how much I love Hutchinson. He was my top 3.
Same as me.
But he just hasn't. Nothing quite has come off for him yet. That's all.
Yeah.
So I just think relieve the pressure on the poor bloke, and he stepped up from League 2 back into League 1. All right, he's played there before, but I just think, I like Grant Ward a lot, and I actually believe, and I'm going to get slated for this. You can clip it if you want. A fully fit Grant Ward is one of the best midfielders in the league.
I agree. Honestly. I agree.
But he just hasn't hit that height yet. We're 3 games into the league, 5 games in total. Come on, like, well, let's not. But just give him a rest the legs, see what Garrett can do. We'll get onto that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see changes on Saturday.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, we've got there's a squad for a reason. Even though it looks a lot, even with 3 injuries, it looks a lot less slimmer because you're looking at it, with no Lindsay. Obviously, there's Kofi Shaw as well. I think I don't know how he didn't get on the pitch. I'm not really sure. After I know it was, I know Neil said, Neil was like, oh, obviously you got to praise him, but he was saying, oh, don't giddy him up too much, after one. But he has looked good throughout pre-season. He's been one of our standout players. So I thought he might have come on.
I thought
we'll get into our teams and stuff later. But what was you gonna say?
I thought he was going to come on. I thought if you want to inject some pace and some energy, you bring on Kofi Shaw. He's got a point to prove, right? But I don't know. I was a little bit saddened to see that he didn't come on. Yeah, for sure. Especially after his stellar performance in the EFL Trophy. I thought he did really well. I mean, I was hearing guys saying that he should have been starting the game, So to not even get a cameo, that surprised me because Garrett hasn't, lit the world alight so far, and our big shining light of the season is Kofi Shaw so far and pre-season. So I thought he was going to come on, but
even with Garrett though, like he's like in the league, he's not really been given a chance. And obviously,
he
played
against young player of the season.
For Blackburn, exactly.
Exactly.
You've got to give him a go.
He needs to be played.
100%.
But I love Ward as well. That's the thing. I wish we could play all these players, but I know we can't. But I really do rate Grant Ward.
I do as well. But he's just had a bit of a slow start. But it's obviously Taylor's decision is, do you give him a rest or, because he has been poor the first few games and give someone else, we'll see. We'll see what he does on Saturday. But, it is a big game, Saturday, because obviously after 3 away games in a row, without scoring a goal, there's been some, good performances in there. Obviously that's all comps, by the way, because obviously we played Cardiff, but no goals scored. But Cardiff, like you said, majority of that game we played well. Rotherham, we struggled, but then you look at them and they've had a shocking start. And we obviously,
I know,
you go to them and think, they pretty much battered us, on every sort of thing. But obviously we did take the point, and then obviously Stockport again. It's sort of that game on Saturday, I thought sums up, I think, a lot of our games from last season. Away from home, where in a lot of spells we played quite well, but it was just the end product, isn't it? You could have said that for so many games last season.
We don't have that clinical edge. Ever since the partnership of Collins, Evans, and Martin broke down, because Martin got injured as well and then got suspended, and we just haven't clicked, But I also, as well, funny how fickle we are. Every single week, when we start well for 10 to 15 minutes, I always say to my old man, we're going to batter these lot. Because I get sucked back in. I don't know if you do the same. I get sucked back in thinking we're actually going to smash these lot. And then it just, ends up. We always go 1 goal down as well and then have to come. But I will do the same on Cambridge, mate. When we start well for the first 10 to 15 minutes, I will say to my old man, we are going to win 4-0.
I'm not quite as good as you when it comes.
I know. Right now, I'm not. But in the moment, I love it.
Neil's out for a meal tonight. But he'll be back next week. He'll be back next week. The 3 of us will be there next Thursday. Even into the gym as well. Watch him play every week with his 2 magic. Collar. Even into Claire as well.
Sing it, Hayner. You got to go back and sing the song. Go on, mate.
I ain't singing that. He's a Stockport player. I ain't singing that.
Can you
He
imagine?
absolutely run through us on
Yeah.
Saturday. What's that? A 0-0. But yeah, keep hitting the like button as well. If you've got any questions, get them in. But yeah, I mean, going into the Cambridge game, it's a must win, in it, really.
Yeah,
especially
well,
with the teams obviously we played so far. And yeah, it's because after we all started off on a high after that Northampton game, and after obviously the 3 games, obviously not scoring, back to the men, we need to make that a good start before we do get into it, because it will be a bit of a shorter one tonight. Before we get into that, transfers, of course, the deadline is tomorrow,
11 p.m. innit?
11 p.m. Obviously, it's been a bit of a madness the last couple of windows, waiting up and seeing who we're going to sign. And
yeah,
I remember last January, one player that I still want, and I know he's not played a lot in sort of the last season. He was at Plymouth Argyle, and he had formed a really good partnership with Ryan Hardy. And he's not had, if you look at his career, he's not had the best goal scoring record, but he's a player with really good link up pace, which we need, and that's Niall Ennis.
I knew you were going to say this guy.
Yeah, Niall Ennis. I mean, because he obviously was in that Plymouth team that won the league with James Wilson.
Ran riot,
and then left. He thought he could play Championship. He hasn't quite worked out for him, but he's one that I want. How many? Because obviously there's talk. There was even talk. I don't know if you've seen this, but there was even talk of apparently Anthony's going out on loan, which I hope it isn't true.
Well, he hasn't been involved in any league matchday squad. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because he looks, because we need
he
that.
Looks good.
Yeah, we need. I know he's still raw, but off the bench, he would be good in the league.
He would. I think This is the issue I have with the League One allocation of subs. 7 subs is difficult because you are always going to have someone who could easily be starting or easily be making a claim off that bench not playing. And I think Micah Anthony is one of these players that I think will have signed that contract and thought, okay, but again, you'd argue if he comes on the bench, who goes out? So I would see for his development. He's young, he's never played men's football. Well, he has, but not EFL proper football.
Yeah.
I would see why him, Ellison, Shaw, Lawrence, all these lot would be looking to go out on loan. But I just think if we get one more injury in a forward line and you've sent Anthony on loan, that's the
problem. That's what I thought as well. Because with Martin being out, and currently we've got 2 fit strikers, and even both of them, Omachiri and Saturio, are not like 100%, are they?
No, not yet.
So that's the thing. If you get a few more injuries, and then this, like, even now it's a lot weaker. Like, I think even if you look at it, I would keep him personally.
I would keep him. I think he's look, guys, come on. We've seen him play like 4 or 5 games, but the games he's played, he has looked quality. He looks annoying in the sense that you don't know what he's going to do. He causes that havoc. I actually think he could stake a claim solidly on that bench. I actually think he's being underused for sure.
Yeah, because it's something different as well. Just it's raw pace, isn't it?
Yeah, raw pace, skill, driving at the. All right, it might go out for a goal kick, but the member's going to be doing this because you ran at your man.
That's what we need more of. I think
what LT used to do on the right wing before he had to go into right wing back.
Yeah, but I think we need more of that. We need more players driving with the ball.
I agree. I wouldn't. I totally agree with you. I would not be aggrieved to him being in our matchday squad at all. But on the other end, I also wouldn't be surprised if he did go on loan.
Yeah. I would just think it. How long a contract did we give him? Was it a 2-year with the option of another
years.
one?
Yes,
Or
I
just a
think it was 2
2-year?
years was an option of a third, or it might have just been a standard 2. I can't remember,
Yeah.
but it was a baseline of 2. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's,
you're only
it's
going to waste 1
interesting.
year if he goes on loan, aren't you? So
Yeah.
maybe that's the thing, though. What you sign a 2-year contract. The first year you go out on loan. Second year you prove yourself. Maybe, I don't know, but
Yeah.
maybe it's a bit of a wasted talent if we'd. I don't know. We're speculating here, Hainer, but it's yeah, he's impressed me. Put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I know it was against the Tottenham, but like youth players, but he did look good. Like you said, just that drive, the pace. I think Ellison will definitely go out on loan.
Yeah,
I think
and there's no need to rush him.
No, definitely not. Because like you said, he was playing 3 divisions below or 4 divisions below.
Yeah, I mean, and the guys at Chippenham were absolutely ranting and raving about this kid. And I think at 19 years of age, let's not again, I know I always bring it back to this, but do you remember when Saliba first signed for Arsenal?
Yeah.
And then
when they loaned him out
like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying, "What are you why would you not? He's not ready yet." Now look at him, one of the best centre backs in the world. And I'm not saying Ellison's going to come back and be the best, but you don't want to go, right, by the way, mate,
just chuck him straight in.
starting the first game against Alfie May, and that's it.
Yeah.
So get him the experience he needs, nurture him. Hence the talking of a loan. Work with a good manager, a good squad of players, and come back next season, maybe 2 seasons, and really stake a claim for that number 4 shirt or whatever. I don't know, because Wilson might be gone by then. Can you imagine in the future?
Yeah, I think Wilson will be because he's out of contract and we ain't going to offer him a new deal at 36.
No,
he's 36 this season.
Matt Taylor loves him, so
yeah. He's to be fair, he has done well though. He started well, so hopefully it continues. But like you said, there's no point of him just staying here and not playing because we've got Wilson, we've got Taylor, we've got Taylor Moore, we've got Mola, Forbes as well. There's another one.
And Michael Forbes, what a player. The beauty of a loan as well is that recall at any time. All right, it doesn't always. I mean, we look at what we did with Beefy. That was a bit harsh, wasn't it? But you have the option of that. So loans are better than the permanent in that sense, and they're coming back to you. So I wouldn't be surprised if both go on loan for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously the one player that hopefully goes out the door, because then we don't even know because he's not done hardly anything for us, and that's Giovanni Brown, of course.
Yeah, the wages as well.
He's one of the highest paid players at the club, and
he is.
It's been really frustrating. Obviously, most people. I know we've obviously done that thing off the pitch that everyone. Obviously, a lot of people didn't like, but on the pitch, we were thinking, wow, we're getting an hell of a player on a free. He had double digits in goals and assists, and then he's just come to us and done nothing.
He absolutely tore us a new one.
Yeah. Quite a few times as well.
Quite a few times. And obviously he's an ex-Cambridge player as well, isn't he? So, although he's not so fondly remembered there. But when he first signed, I remember sitting there thinking, I got absolutely bantered 6 months ago saying that we should sign Giovanni Brown. Why would he stoop to Rovers? He was that guy. And it's so sad to see. But he also just doesn't look like he cares enough. That's the thing. So, what have we learned about Matt Taylor?
Yeah.
He's come in. You have to run hard. Which is why he loves Maka so much. I know he starts on the bench and stuff, maybe lack of quality or whatever is how he argues it. Which is why he likes Luke Thomas so much, because they run their ass off and they don't complain. Giovanni Brown felt like that luxury player because he was. So, yeah. Really weird one, that Hainer, to me, mate, because I really wanted him to succeed because...
Yeah, same here. I was buzzing when we signed him. Go back to my video. I was like, buzzing.
We're winning the league.
We're getting promoted.
That's it. Hello Championship in 3 years. We're doing it in 3 months.
Yeah, him and we were like, oh God, like Aaron Collins and him were what at the time they were both joint top and second.
Aaron Collins, Giovanni Brown, Chris Martin. I thought, hang on a minute, this is the days we've prayed for, mate. And yeah, it just hasn't happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, it hasn't happened at all. But yeah, I mean, how many players do you think will come in, or how many players do you think we need personally? Because I know we've already signed 14, 14 players. I think we still got a couple of spaces for a loan and maybe another permanent. I'm not sure, but and let us know in the comments how many players do you think we need. But then, obviously, on the other hand, how many players do you think we'll sign? But Josh, your thoughts?
I'm still gonna stick with 2 to 3. We need 2 to 3 signings. I think the club are gonna go in for 2.
Yeah.
Thank you, Claire. I think we're gonna go in for 2. We are definitely signing a striker. I can give you a list of the players I'd like from either free agents or loans, and I think we need. Well, it's difficult now, isn't it, mate? Because of Joel Senior and Jack Hunt. Well, we might as well just not talk about Jack Hunt because he's never going to play again, is he? Because his legs like chocolate. We've got
chocolate.
They just melt. We need a striker, a winger, and a right wing back. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think we'll go for a winger. Maybe we're going to look at the right back and the striker. If you want to be even better on that, we need a backup keeper because at the minute we're not playing with one on the bench.
Yeah.
If that doesn't tell you everything we need to know about what Matt Taylor thinks about Matty Hall, and I like Matty Hall. He trains hard. He's a very nice guy, but it's to not be selected. I don't know any other team that don't put a keeper on their bench.
Yeah, there's not many. There's not many. Yeah,
no, so we need a striker now. I'll give you. I want to see your face because if I give you some names that are free agents at the minute, right?
Let me guess. Yeah. Dwight Gale, Waghorn, probably on there. Yeah.
Exactly. We've got Tyrese John-Jules.
Yeah.
Baller. Marcus Brown, all right, doesn't set the world alight, but cover on the left or right wing, happy days.
Yeah. And he can play in the 10.
And he can play, we love a 10.
Yeah, we love a 10. And I think we need a 10.
Yeah. Hakeem Adelakan, or however you want to say his name. I don't want to butcher it. I get a lot of banter from this.
He definitely wants to sign, by the way, after liking my post.
Yeah, 100%. You're like your best mates now, aren't you?
No, we're not. But he loved it. He definitely wants to come to Rovers.
I had someone say to me earlier, I'm not baiting anyone out, just reading you what this guy said. You keep mentioning Hakeem Adelakan. Why? Lincoln didn't want him when short of goals. Sent him to Gillingham, where he struggled, and Donny team with top 5 budget in League 2, where admittedly he did well, but not well enough for Lincoln to reoffer, and Donny lowballed him. That suggests to me that he's League 2 at best. I disagree. I think if you have that as cover, imagine Marcus Brown or Adelakan as cover. That's quality for me. Free agents, mind.
Yeah,
you've then got Martin Blackburn, you've got Dwight Gale. You've got other players to look at on loan in those positions. Ronnie Stutter from Chelsea. We've got a great relationship with there. You look at Leo Castledini, he's gone out on loan.
Yeah, he's gone to Shrewsbury. I'm surprised he's only gone to Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury. Do you know what? Remember last time me and you spoke on the match preview, we said Shrewsbury are going down because where are they going to score goals?
Yeah. But even with him though, I still think they're
Charles Sego Jr. as well. They've got some guys there now, but it's just we need a striker, mate, and I would like a striker, a winger, and a right back. But then again, imagine when Chris Martin and Senior do come back, that just causes So
I agree with you. I love Jack Hunt though, but like you said, it's just the injuries. Like
injured.
If it would have been like 4 or 5 years ago, obviously he wouldn't have come to us 4 or 5 years. He come to us because he's got the quality, but like 70% of the time he's not available. But I think, I think we'll sign a permanent right wing back. I think
wow.
Whether Hunt leaves or whether we just terminate or whatever, I think he'll leave, and I think we'll get another. And
what, this window? You think Jack Hunt will go,
or whether we just terminate his contract? I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Because it's pretty pointless. and he must be on quite a bit. You would have thought.
Yeah, of course he will be. Of course he will be. The thing is as well, you look at these 8-week injuries. What we now 31st of August, so 1st of September, no, 29th of August. So what we're looking at like November, December before we see Martin, and so we need cover for that long. Then it's the January transfer window in incomings and outcomings. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I know. That's just guys, come on now. He's an absolute bags man.
Tell you who we do need. I tell you, do you know who we need back?
Hey, on Edwards as well. I'd sign from Arsenal. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. Do you know who we need back? Who last season we played out of position?
Harvey Vale.
Harvey Vale. Playing him in his actual position.
I literally just said that. You didn't hear me say his name. No, again, his wages will be very high and whatever. But
yeah,
loved the club. We loved him. Matt Taylor's guy as well, because he didn't moan once. Imagine. I can't. I'm gonna get excited.
He's got a year left as well. I think.
A year left.
I think
he's just turned down
Saudi.
He's just turned down Saudi, so he wants to better himself as a player. Come back to the gas. Get the band back together. His left-footed crosses, promises Ed. I mean, it makes sense. But
this time they'll actually play him in the 10 because he played out of position last time.
Yeah, I mean, and also as well, he surprised me of how much he loves a tackle.
Yeah,
it's so funny. Breadsticks.
Yeah. But yeah, I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised because he's got the quality hunt, but you can't rely on him to stay fit.
Oh yeah, we know he's got the quality. Yeah,
I think Thomas would be better. Like him and someone else behind the striker, or vice versa. He could be in a 10 and 2 strikers. I think we need a right wing back personally.
I saw someone suggest on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, that they would even consider maybe putting Belongo on the right, Sousa on the left, to move Thomas up forward.
But then you've got no left wing back cover on the bench.
But this is what I was saying. So I was thinking, well, what about if you put Taylor Moore in the right wing back, and then you sit Connor Taylor back in the middle? But then do you want to tinker with the back line? I think you're right. I think we need to really go in for a right wing back. I think if we were to sign anyone, it's going to be a striker and maybe a right back.
100%.
But I also feel like we need a winger. But then I guess I don't know. And I'm this person saying I think we've got too many players, and I still say I still want 2 or 3 more. But I would do more.
Because even already with these 3 injuries, the squad looks a lot. The depth and who you're going to have on the bench looks a lot weaker.
You're right.
So
you're right. You are right.
But yeah, let's get. I think Gascon up, right back, striker, Cam. Yeah, Gale and Waghorn. I mean, thing is, when he played last year,
that is high wages.
Yeah, it is high wages, but Stockport. Gale was on trial at Stockport, wasn't he, with Norwood? But obviously, they opted to sign Norwood instead of Gale.
Dwight Gale last season played 6 games for Derby and got 3 goals and 1 assist. An average 54 minutes a game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why not?
Promise and Dwight Gale, little and large. Love that combination. I love that. It's like Crouchy and Defoe.
Imagine that. Promise and Dwight Gale. That'd be nuts, wouldn't it?
Hey, that would be insane. But I think it would work. Anyway,
because like you said, he still. We played him last year. He didn't score against us last season, but he was annoying. He's so annoying.
Around, and you thought, oh mate, give it a rest.
Yeah, he still knows where the
net is. 1 out. Jeez Louise. I think we need a winger, a striker, and a right back, same as me.
Yeah.
What about a keeper, guys? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to ask the comments, Char, but
yeah, of course.
Comments. Comments. Just give me a yes or a no.
Yeah.
If you're listening, yes or a no. Do you want us to sign a goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Because
do you know what? With all the injuries to outfield players, I would not be surprised if we just didn't sign a keeper now.
Oh mate, can you imagine?
But then I'm not sure what the options are with Jed Ward, whether you could recall him or not, but
I guess we could. But then
imagine that Saturday. I don't want to jinx anything, but imagine Imagine if he go, yeah. Imagine touch wood. Imagine if he goes down injured in the first 5 minutes.
They'll be calling on you for your pitting days, mate.
Yeah, I'll be
Get the
getting
gloves on, bro.
yeah, I'll be getting beaten up in
Yeah,
the
I mean,
south
look,
stand.
that worries me, mate, because if Jed Ward had to come back and be recalled again and then sit on the bench, he's doing well for Forest Green. He's playing a good level. All right, he could have played League Two, but Forest Green, let's be honest, the standard they're playing, it's not the right thing to do, I don't think. So I think we need to sign a keeper or trust Matty Hall, because you can't. If honestly, if Griffiths goes down injured, who are you putting in goal, mate? James
Super Matt
Wilson?
Hall. Super Matt Hall.
Yeah, but he's not on the bench.
That's the thing. Imagine that. Yeah, James
Exactly.
Wilson has got to be on it.
It
James
has to be
Wilson could do
Wilson.
it.
Or put Connor Taylor in it and just get him to lie down in the goal. No one will score. It's that tall.
Hopefully, we'll just do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ollie McBurney playing against Mbappe and Vinny tonight. That's going to be
That's
fun.
mad, isn't it?
Las Palmas,
crazy.
Ollie McBurney.
Yeah,
You know,
what a striker he was as well, mate. Or he is. I think he's quality.
yeah. That's mad, isn't it? He went from what 2015-16 season, went from being on the bench, hardly playing for Rovers when Darryl loaned him in, and then what 8-9 years later he's playing against Real Madrid.
And if you actually as well, Ollie McBurney is like Giroud. If you show people or if I showed Rio, my boys, in a couple of years' time, Ollie McBurney's goal collection, he'd think he's the best striker in the world, mate.
Yeah, his goals are mad, to be fair.
He scores some great goals.
Yeah.
All four of them. But yeah, no, I think he's quality. Yeah, it's weird how that comes around, isn't it? How you like I even think about with Elliot Anderson. Like he played for us in League Two, and now he's playing for Nottingham Forest, holding down the number 8 shirt, which is, I mean, that's a thing of
he was quality last night as well, to be fair.
Nesta Guinness Walker, I've just seen Finley. Nesta Guinness Walker, unbelievable option. But then you've got Longo and you've got Sousa. But that's another guy we were linked with, weren't we? We were going to go for him, I think, before Sousa came about.
Here he is. He's in.
He's there. Neil, get back out the loo, mate. He's having a wee. That's what he's doing. He's in the loo, so I just need a wee.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we mentioned it at the start. Yeah, but yeah, that's Rovers for you, isn't it?
Yeah, miss you, Neil, mate. Miss you.
Oh yeah, he's one of the youngsters. Yeah, he was on the bench for against Tottenham.
17,
he's some foreign young kiddie. I think he's 17 or something.
Old, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, keep hitting the like button. We're gonna get into Cambridge now, and Cambridge haven't won a game yet. They are 20th in the league, drew 1, lost 2. Obviously, their last league game was an absolute coming back from Stockport in the car. Oh. And at the start, I was like, Blackpool 4, Cambridge 1. And I was like, behave. And then about 20 minutes later, they equalised.
Absolute scenes. I was thinking, finally, we can actually, at least we've got Cambridge next, so we can actually get a few goals in. And then I was thinking, good Lord, we're going to have to keep them out.
Yeah, because they've got 3 more goals than us. There's 3 more goals than us, but they haven't won a game yet. They had the same result against us on opening day against Stockport, losing 2-0 away from home. They lost 2-1 to QPR in the cup at home, although apparently, from what I read, they should have beaten QPR.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
They lost to Crawley at home 1-0. Obviously, Crawley have had a brilliant start. They did lose to Wigan last week, but they have had a brilliant.
They would surprise a few people.
Yeah, and then obviously, the latest game against Blackpool, still got Gary Monk in charge. We know last season one of our worst performances away from home was that Cambridge game. That was an absolute shambles.
Give me the fear.
Yeah, and then obviously we did beat them at home 1-0. Obviously, Cambridge fans were very annoyed because Martin scored the goal, even though obviously after that game he got banned, didn't he, for headbutting that young kid? Yeah. So
crazy.
But yeah, that game was done anyway. Both teams were safe, and that was that was poor. But they've signed quite a few players. They signed Vicente Reyes, who got called up to the Copa America for Chile. They signed him on loan from Norwich, the keeper. Connor O'Riordan on loan from Blackburn Rovers, centre back. Of course, a few recognisable ones. Corey Smith on a free after getting released by Derby. Yeah, Corey Smith obviously ex-City player.
He operates us as well. You remember him celebrating when he assisted that third goal for Derby last season?
He was quality in that game as well.
He was so good, bro. I was sat right next to it, and he just turned right to us and was like this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I love that, though. I love that.
Yeah, he's a proper Muppet, but yeah, quality player, though. Quality player. Shane Lavery, who, funny enough, scored 2 goals against his old club. Yeah, he released him. They got him on a free. And another one that they've recently, a couple who they've recently signed, Josh Stokes, who is a Bristol City player. They signed him after his brilliant season at Aldershot. He come on at half-time on Saturday. And also Emmanuel Longjello, former West Ham player, currently on loan from Birmingham City as a wing-back. And another ex-Rovers player, well, 2 ex-Rovers players they signed in the summer. One being Ryan Loft, who hasn't yet played a game. He's injured. And James Gibbons, who was on the bench. That he had a really good loan spell with them last season. They signed him on a free after we got rid of him. So,
that was a weird one as well. I thought he was going to set the world alight for us, but there we go.
Yeah, after all the Port Vale fans were like, "Oh, he was amazing," and he comes to
play Championship.
And his own, one of his only good games, a few good games, was against Ipswich when we drew 0-0 to him. I thought he was amazing that game.
Yeah, he looked good, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So
they
have signed some decent players. Sully Kai is, I think, one to watch. He done bits for them in the away game when they beat us 2-0. I think he scored in that game.
Yeah, he's electric.
Bennett also. I think it's Ryan Bennett, the younger one, though. Ryan Bennett, the older one, the centre back. They released him, but they've got a blonde kiddie right wing back. He's quality. Every time I played against him, he looks a good player. So they have got some decent players. Gary Monk.
Say as well.
Yeah.
I will probably go out on a limb and say they have top 10 nicest home kits I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, their home kit.
They're already 1-0 up, mate.
Well, yeah, hopefully not. But their home kit is, and they should be playing that as well. But what do you make of Cambridge? Because I think we done our predictions. I think, did you predict him to go down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did as well. I think Neil did.
Yeah. We both said who's scoring for him, mate. And look, but I will just say
that's the funny thing, though, isn't it? They didn't score a goal, and then the game before they play us, they score 4.
I also just think it says a bit more about Blackpool than it does Cambridge.
They're a shambles at the moment.
They are a shambles, bro. They've 9. They've conceded 9 goals in 3 games in the league. Like, I think that says more about Blackpool defensively than it does Cambridge going forward, potentially. I don't know. I didn't see the game. I just saw the scenes on TikTok and YouTube but we have been defending relatively well. But it's thank you. It's more like I just don't see us scoring 4, So that's the thing. What do I make of it then? What do I make of Cambridge? I am nervous in the sense that these games we don't like. I'm nervous in the sense that they are now on hot form when it comes to scoring. What gives me further hope is the more Wilson, Mola back line and the fact that we're more resilient nowadays. What makes me nervous, and they haven't won a game yet, so that also helps.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm starting to look back now and think that Northampton game we played at home, was it more a reflection of how bad Northampton were rather than how good we were, if that makes sense? Because Neil put a tweet out the other day. I don't know how any Rovers fan is thinking that we're going to score 2 goals in a league game. And now I'm actually starting to think, God, I actually don't know. But I don't know. I think he's going to make changes. I'm nervous in the sense that I think we can keep him out.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know if we can score that many. So if they get 1, do we win 2-1? Like, I don't know. That's what I'm going to be really intrigued about.
It is tough. And also, they also do play a 3 at the back, 3-4-2-1. So they play like we were doing in pre-season. Like we haven't, well, we've seen it against Northampton. We played like 3-4-2-1, but then we changed it obviously Sotirio was up front with Promise against Rotherham. Martin and Promise up front. Obviously, we'll get into our score predictions in a sec. I know a few people have left them already. But starting 11, we'll get into that. But before we do, I agree. It's one of those games where it would sum up Rovers. Like you said, Cambridge have not won a game in any competition.
Come to the mem, yeah.
They've conceded. They've conceded 7 league goals so far.
Wow.
But they've also they've conceded 2 against Stockport, 1 against Crawley, and 4 against Blackpool. Obviously, they've scored more goals than us, which you look at it and think, Christ. But
but we've only conceded 2, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, though. That I think that would do them not good for us, but that would do them the world of good after coming back from 4-1 down to draw 4-4. That's what's
that confidence
in the back of my mind. But we'll get into lineup
because he had a chance at the end, didn't he, to win it?
Yeah, exactly. So they could even won it. But getting into lineups first, you already put it out on Twitter earlier. But for those that haven't seen it, what's your starting 11 for Saturday?
So I am not tinkering with anybody in that back 4, including the keeper. So your back, your keeper plus your 3. So I'm going Griffiths, Moore, Wilson, Mola. This is where I do change a few bits and bobs then. I'm going from right to left. Luke Thomas, Jake Garrett to come in. The Sierra Leonean Yaya Toure starts because he's unbelievable.
And he's also got international call-up as well.
I know. And if that Barnsley games goes ahead, then...
we're screwed him. We're
exactly.
Screwed. Yeah.
And then I'm playing Lino Sousa at left wing back.
Interesting.
Now, the reason that I justify this is I was watching that EFL Trophy game. His delivery off his left peg, pinpoint. And I just think that although Belongo does all these flicks, tricks, gets down the byline quite well, I just think that this kid is ranted and raved from Arsenal and Aston Villa. Let's see why. Now, it's not the fact that Belongo's done anything wrong, by the way. And if Belongo starts, sound. I love him. I think he's class. But I just think this is the chance to let's actually see what this, young Prem academy player is actually like. In the 10, I'm going, and this is a big change, I'm going Maka.
Yeah.
So I'm dropping Hutch, only because I just feel like Hutchinson has the weight of you need to perform exactly how you did in League 2 right now, and he hasn't hit the ground running just yet. So I just feel, just change it, just a quick change, just to take him out of the firing line, give him a little bit of a rest. He played 90 plus all the pens in the EFL Trophy, and then expected to start again. He's played 4 out of 5 games and started every game he's played. Just take him out the firing line. McCormick's looks good every time he's played. I remember you two both saying as well that if you were to play LT or Maka in the 10 throughout a season, you are 110% sure Maka gets more goals. So let's see that. Up top, I'm going 2 up top. We're going for Promise I'm a Cherry and Ruel Sotirio.
So you're hoping as well. Well, yeah, fingers crossed we can have a striker early enough, because then obviously if you went with your formation, we wouldn't have a striker on the bench. That would be
this
the
is
only
the
worry.
thing. I can't look into the future, so I have no idea who we're going to find. My bench as well, by the way, which I did include, I'm not including Matty Hall, so that's bad. Forbes, Taylor, Belongo, Hutchinson, Ward, Shaw, and Sinclair.
It's still a strong bench, mind, isn't it? It's still
very
a lot
strong bench. And listen, guys, if I saw the match day graphic come out, lineup graphic come out, and say no changes from my lap, fine. I don't mind that. I don't think the back 3 have been bad enough to warrant changing it. I think Belongo has been great. But I just think we've got this boy Lino Sousa on the bench who hasn't made any match day squad yet in the league. He's chomping at the bit. He impressed in the EFL Trophy. He showed passion in that game as well, mind. He was absolutely banging the badge when we were scoring.
Yeah,
Get him a little start. give him a start, see what he's about, keep Belongo on his toes. Also, people are forgetting Belongo hasn't played any EFL football before the Northampton game.
Yeah.
So let's not burn these players out. Make a few
Yeah.
rotations. All I've done, by the way, is made 4 changes. 4 changes, that's it. 1 is in
Yeah.
force because Martin's injured. And the other 3 I would just tinker around and bring them on in that case.
Yeah. That is a strong team,
yeah.
though. Strong team, strong bench. Obviously, additions wise, we'll see how if we sign any players and how many if we sign any players. I might do a little space, or I might do a little Instagram live. Might get you on the Instagram live if you're free tomorrow, or
Free.
we'll see what happens. So keep an eye out. We might do a space. Let us know. But yeah, I mean, I'll go with Neil teams first. He sent in his team, so again, he's kept the back 4 the same: Griffiths, Wilson, Taylor, Moore. Across
Wilson,
the midfield,
Taylor, Moore.
yeah. Across the 4, he's gone Luke Thomas, Conte,
Right.
Garrett, Souza. So same as you.
Same as me. Me and Neil we're just.
and then he's gone for what we were doing in pre-season, so the 2 10s. And I seen what he said earlier. He wanted to keep Hutchinson in.
Fine,
So,
absolutely. He's an absolute baller, Isaac Hutchinson. I'm just thinking he's been asked to do so much since coming in. Just give him a little rest if Matt Taylor feels he needs it. If he starts, fine. I'm his biggest fan.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's only our predictions anyway. So it's
we're not the manager.
There's like I said earlier, there's a squad for a reason.
Yeah,
you get players in for a reason. So yeah, why not give him a rest or whatever. So yeah, he's going to Hutchinson, Macca in behind Promise up top. So
wow,
that is
very similar to me. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's his team. Mine is near enough the same as Neil's, but I've gone slightly different. I've kept Belongo in. I want to see Souza start as well, but I'm liking Belongo, so I'm kept him in. Like I said,
yeah,
I've got Griffiths, Wilson, Mola, Taylor, Moore, Luke Thomas, Conte, Garrett, Belongo, Hutchinson, Macca in behind Promise on Maturi. So that is my starting 11. Yeah, persist with him. Exactly. We've done the same with Azza. Azza come in with a lot of, and Azza didn't do nothing until what? November?
That Oxford goal.
Yeah. Was it November, late October?
November,
and then
it was November.
So hopefully, something. Yeah, that's what we needed. We need a little goal, bit of confidence, and then hopefully we'll see that. So that's our starting 11s.
I also just I know that we're wrapping it up soon. I just that EFL trophy game, we scored 3 goals, and I know it's Spurs under 21s. I get that, but some of those players played really well in that game, and there's an argument to start them in this game. If we want goals, well, we had goals there. You set up differently from at home.
Yeah, but and at home, yeah.
So I don't know. I would be incredibly, into anyone in this chat, I would be incredibly okay with seeing the same lineup. I would. That Stockport game, Stockport are quality, guys. Like, come on. But
yeah, they're definitely going to be up there.
Yeah, easily top 8, easily in my opinion.
Yeah.
And plus, by the way, they've still got like 9 or 10 players to come back.
Yeah,
it's madness. So yeah, I wouldn't mind at all if nothing was changed. To be honest,
100%.
Lots of people are starting Macca here, Hayner. That's nice to see.
He deserves to start.
That's nice to see, man. I like that.
He deserves it. He deserves it. He's got the energy. He knows where the goal is. If we're gonna press, he knows how to press. And he's
a workhorse, isn't he? He's the wasp. Remember, I called it the wasp.
Exactly, the wasp. The wasp. So yeah, I agree. But yeah, go and subscribe to Will's channel as well. By the way, young and upcoming creator, loves obviously gas as well, and does
really nice kid as well. Really nice kid as well. Always positive, always supporting everybody. So go and support him, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Used to say Macca and Shaw in for Martin. Yeah, Kofi Shaw. Why not? Why not? I mean, I just don't want to put too much into him, but I would love him to start. I
Take
would
the
love him.
reins off him and just see what he can do.
Yeah, see what you can do. But yeah, we're going to get into predictions now, score predictions. Obviously, of course, we've done our lineups. Make sure you do your lineup for FanUp. Check in if you're there, and like I said, use the code. Keep hitting the like button as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to 7K. Subscribe to Josh. YouTube, Gas Fan TV. All of his details. Neil's Twitter and all the other socials. Make sure you follow us as well if you haven't already on Instagram, Talking Gas Podcast, and Twitter, Talking Gas Pod. But yeah, we've already got a few. We've got Chris Collier with a 1-1. Yusuf has gone 0-0. There was a few up earlier as well. Chris has gone 1-1. There's a few others I might have missed. Richard Jones has gone 0-0 as well.
Wowzer. Fun
So
game.
yeah, everyone getting your predictions. Let us know. Like I said, if you don't leave them now, then leave them in the comments. They will all go towards the giveaway, like I said, at the end of the season. Whoever gets the most points, 3 points for a correct score, 1 point for a correct result, and 0 points if you get both wrong. So yeah, let us know. Get them in the comments or leave them in the comments after. We'll go with Neil's prediction first. I thought we'd go with Neil's first. So Neil, can you guess what he's gone for?
I don't think I've ever known the bloke to back us to win, so I'll go a 1-1 draw.
He's actually gone for a win.
Yes!
He's gone for a win. He's gone for a 1-0 win with Maka to get on the score sheet. What is your prediction, Josh? Are we gonna make it back-to-back wins, or are we gonna do a Rovers? And
we are gonna make it back-to-back wins, and here's why, Hainer. Here are your stats. We have conceded 0.67 goals per game in the league. Cambridge have conceded 2.33 goals per game in the league. Yes, all right, they've scored more than us, okay? Out of the last 7 matches, we've beat Cambridge 6 times. We've never lost them at home.
We've got a very good record against them at home.
Great record. We don't lose to them. I'm going to go. Oh my God, I was about to say 2-1, but I literally just said a minute ago, how do we score 2 goals? So that's a hypocrite. I'll go 1-0.
Rovers.
Thank you. I'll go 1-0 Gas. Promise I'm a cherry to get his first goal because I'm invested in my stocks in this guy. He's going to get his first goal. The Blackthorn end's going to go absolutely nuts, and he's going to kick the corner flag as well as a celebration. There you go.
Oh yeah, that'd be quality.
1-0.
I've also gone for a 1-0.
Love it.
I've gone 1-0, and do you know what? I'll go the same as you. Promise, knee slide. Then he can kick the corner flag. Limbs
Beautiful.
Everywhere.
Tops off.
We make it back-to-back 1-0 home wins. So, yeah, we've all gone for a 1-0, but the only difference is Neil's gone for Maka to score. Me and Josh have gone for Promise to get that first. So,
you know what? It's weird, right, as well. We've just said both 1-0 wins. We've all said 1-0 wins, right? If you look at the bigger picture as well, if that were the case, that's 3 clean sheets in 4 league games.
Yeah.
That's not this isn't bad. So, don't overlook. You can't lose if you keep a clean sheet. So we're focusing on the defense. We need to take advantage of this moment.
100%. So yeah, let's get to everyone else. So yeah, Chris has gone 1-1, Yusuf 0-0, Ben Dowell 2-0, Taylor Moore and Promise. That'd be lovely. Matt has also gone for a 2-0 Rovers. Give Shaw at least 45 minutes, 100%.
Agreed.
Tom Butler's also gone for a 1-0. LT with the goal.
That would be me absolutely joyous. My guy. Love that guy.
Yeah, that would be good. It would be nice for him to get off the mark. That's what I mean. It's mad. We've only got, obviously, because we've only got 1 goal.
And
you look at every other. Yeah, you look at every other, apart from Rotherham, Rotherham are the only team in League One yet to score a league goal. But if you look at a few teams, like you got a couple of players, like even Cambridge, you look at them, a couple of players got a goal, a couple of assists, and then it's just us, this Belongo goal, Luke Thomas assist. So
hello.
Yeah, innit? Just at the top. But yeah, Tom Butler's gone 1-0. Gas going up has gone 2-1 Gas, Taylor Moore, Omachiri, and Lavery to score for them. Will BRC Vlogs 1-0 Tutorial off the bench.
First goal,
Matt
nice.
Spinks, Taylor Moore, McCormick to score. Bloody hell, was Neil drunk? Us winning.
Yeah.
you know that's getting clipped. We don't. Yeah. That's blame Josh, isn't it? Josh should be getting clipped.
That's all right, mate. You stayed silent. So that's. I know you did say we
fair,
do have a good record.
To be fair, I did say something earlier on in the show. If there are people that clip things, I did say something about some other thing, but we'll see. But yeah, we're pretty much going to end it now. Really appreciate everyone for coming on. Obviously, thanks to Josh as always. Like I said, subscribe to his channel, follow his TikTok, all of our
Matchday vlog coming out on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get back to doing that because obviously when I started off, obviously the channel before was called Run Rovers Vlogs, but I didn't actually do any vlogs. It was just basically what we do now. So I'm hopefully I'd love to get back to I say get back to it, actually do one. So I might do one. I'll see what happens.
Jump on mine if we see each other, mate.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I said, subscribe to Josh, subscribe to the channel, follow Josh's TikTok. Neil's socials are in the description. Follow his Twitter. Obviously, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Talking Gas Pod on Twitter and Talking Gas Podcast on Instagram. Do leave your predictions if you haven't already. Make sure you leave a like. It really does help out. Thanks to everyone for all the comments. Obviously, another really good episode, so I appreciate everyone that's watched. And if you're watching back on the replay, leave a like, comment your thoughts on the episode and your score prediction. And I'll definitely be back for a reaction, South Stand Gas reaction after the game. And hopefully we win. So, yeah, thanks to everyone. Thanks to Josh. Thanks to everyone else that's watched. And we'll see you in the next one. Up the gas.
Got a gas.